All right, it had been about 7 years, I guess 8 now. We went through an unprecedented presidency, followed by an even more unprecedented pandemic that's pretty much still going on. But make no mistake about it, husbands and wives making love is back. The birth rate is gone up for the first time since 2014.
Hell yeah.
Don't know if it was Elon. I think we've talked about on this before. He ushered in a dying warning that, hey, people need to start populating the world again. People are afraid, do you want to have kids in this world? We talked about like the baby formula shortage. It's just like, that's scary as fuck. But yeah, birth rate is back.
I thought we have a population problem though. So I thought, what was Elon's reasoning for us needing to populate again?
Yeah, I think he was like, he saw the decline over 8 years and he's like, hey, that's pretty damn dire. Mm-hmm. And I guess it is because we just need people to keep prospering, different shit like that.
I thought we were like overpopulated.
Right. And I guess COVID did kind of, wipe a shit ton of people out, unfortunately. But yeah, so we're apparently back. I might be one of those guys come this time next year. What? A little announcement. Yeah, I know. So it's funny. Like we're pretty open about we're going to start trying, I think, this fall. Once we get through wedding season, so Kelsey doesn't have to give up wine. What was funny was we were kind of talking about it at this wedding this weekend. And then the nicest guy, Cole Stalter, I don't know if you've met Cole, but he just immediately goes up to Kelsey and goes, "Did I hear you were pregnant?" And it was just like, she goes, "What?" Like it was like the worst thing you could possibly fucking say to somebody.
Who's not pregnant.
Yeah, so nothing yet, but possibly on the table in a year. How about that? Me as a dad? Jesus Christ.
That's insane. Damn.
There you go. We'll see. Maybe you'll guest star on the pod.
You think you'll have
you said you as a dad?
Yeah, maybe this time next year. We're trying in September.
Well, congrats.
Do you have a preference over son or daughter?
You know what? I went to Eddie Court's bachelor party, and his brother is, I think, like 2 or 3 years older than me. He's got kid number 3 on the way. Like, so it was just crazy. And he had 2 sons, and now he's having a daughter. Nice. I'm like, that would be perfect.
That is perfect.
Right.
We were driving around this weekend with a buddy who has 3 kids, and I was just like, 3 car seats were in the back, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that's
yeah.
Damn, all that small. That's crazy.
I keep
also,
telling. Go ahead.
Go on.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I raised 3 dogs, which is also not nearly going to be as close, but at least that is good practice for hey,
Yeah,
it's a ton of responsibility, no doubt. And I was got to ask, why September, or is that a personal thing? I don't know.
So you're saying wedding season, we want to get through, have a good time wedding season, because then Kels is going to have to put away the old wine shelf.
No,
yeah,
no, it totally makes sense. Because there's people that choose to do it, based on anything and everything, like trying to time it up with a previous kid, trying to time it up with the time of year or whatever.
Yeah, who knows? So maybe we'll keep you up to date on that. We'll see. Don't worry, though. The world is still plenty fucked up. ISIS apparently plotted to assassinate George W. Bush. Why? It was like, what? It was like, okay, yeah, I guess. Did they not get that? Did they not realize he wasn't president anymore? Like, I had so many questions here. It was like, okay.
Well, I guess it's weird because, like, I'm no fact-based person, but like, ISIS wasn't a thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I should look that up, I guess. But if ISIS wasn't a thing during him, do their leaders still hate him during his presidency? Like, do they blame him for everything?
That's what I was thinking, was like they kind of, because he was the guy who said, hey, we're going into Iraq, right? So they were kind of like, no, fuck you. I was shocked that it was detailed that this guy had been here since 2020 and was like plotting it on U.S. soil. And it's like, what is George Bush doing now besides throwing out like celebratory first pitches? But still, it'd be crazy.
He's in Dallas too.
Yeah, that's right.
Who?
Yeah. That would be.
The old George W.
That's funny that we all just referenced him as W though. Like,
I've not even seen that movie. I heard that's good, but that was like when I was a kid that came out. All right, so we're tackling all the tough headlines here. Joey sent me this, and this was crazy. There was a girl apparently trafficked from a Mavericks game that was found in Oklahoma. You know, like, thank God she was found, but that shit's crazy. You go to the bathroom at, say, even a place as populous as a Mavericks playoff game, and you're gone.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. That was a shuddering headline.
And I saw something like 9 people were arrested over it, over just like one person. That's bizarre to think about. I live 5 minutes from the Mavericks stadium, and that shit's happening.
Jesus.
It's crazy.
That's one topic. It makes me real sick to my stomach because honestly, I hope the worst for those people like are like actually purposely knowing what they're doing.
Yeah. I just think it, like, I guess I didn't realize how prevalent it still is. Like, you kind of see, hey, say something in airports and you're just like, Jesus, you know, like, that's crazy. But that shit goes on at those spots. Yeah.
More awareness. We need more awareness.
Yeah, exactly.
What to do if you see some weird shit. I don't know.
We need some more awareness about this. The author of How to Murder Your Husband has been found guilty of murdering her husband.
Who would have thought?
What the fuck?
That's like, didn't OJ write a book that's like, I didn't kill my wife, but if I would have, here's how
I do it, which is such a heavy play. I mean, that guy is, because he can't get double jeopardy, so he's literally just rubbing it in. I don't, like, this woman had to have wanted to get caught. I didn't even read into this. I just saw the headline. I was like, this is such a headline. I mean, just perfect. So I guess I read that the jury deliberated for a total of 24 hours before they found she was guilty. All right. Yeah.
Sounds like it was a tough decision.
When she wrote in chapter 1, I killed my husband. I think that's when we found her guilt. All right. Jack Duncan not here with us, but we've got some substitute tea coming up with Brendan D and Alex B. How about that? So topics from everyone. He did send in, though, his, collab of the day, and that's Ritz and Oreos combining for whatever you would call it. But, I'm picky McPickerson, right? I don't like, I was game for it. A little peanut butter and some white frosting. Can't be terrible.
Yeah. So what was it? One half of the cookie was Oreo, or one cookie was Oreo. The other was the Ritz cracker. And then in the middle, it was peanut butter.
Butter, right. Because Ritz crackers are just like, they come in cracker form, but that's what everyone goes to, right? Is, maybe crackers and cheese, but you got to do the put them together with a little peanut butter in the middle.
I'm here for that. You would definitely need some milk with that.
Oh, yes.
That's got to be very rich.
Heavy. Are you guys milk guys? I guzzle 2%. Like,
I won't drink it like with a meal. Like, well, if I'm eating dinner, I'm not one of those guys, but like it definitely, it shines in its moments. Like when you're eating sweets, for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
I have gotten off the milk. I definitely do not have milk. The weirdest thing though is I was the guy who always ate cereal before bed, or like morning breakfast, everything. That was like my favorite snack. And then in college, I watched them change like the milk bag.
Oh God.
Once. That's probably made with like powdered milk, and all of a sudden my whole perspective changed and I had to get off of it. And then now, like, if I drink a glass, I'll probably
Oh,
that's a good point. I grew up loving milk, and then when you go to college, you're not throwing your cafeteria glass under the 2% milk too much. So that's when it stopped. But then I kind of got back into it in adulthood.
I love chocolate milk.
I'm on that
really
milk.
Love chocolate
milk action.
Yeah, what's your opinion on Yoo-Hoos then?
Right.
I love Yoo-Hoos, like strawberry Yoo-Hoos too. Like, I love chocolate. Does Yoo-Hoo make strawberry?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
I think they do, but I'm a big fan of chocolate and strawberry milk. I can drink those anytime.
My dad is a big fan of Buddhism. He was at one point. This is I still got to interview him about that cult that's coming up. Don't worry, winging it. This was kind of in line with one of your suggestions, Alex. Reincarnation. Like that's super big. That's where I was like, okay, I could see where my dad got kind of lost in the Buddhism cult. But it's like, I kind of in a way believe that, where it's like, I feel like our spirit lives on, I don't know. Everyone's got their own thoughts there, but I want to ask the question, what would you be in another life? I think there was the joke from Pineapple Express was you could be an anal bead or you could be like an animal. I would like to be a bird because I want to fly. Like that was my lifespan would probably, I got to do that at some point in my life, maybe my next life. How about that?
Like,
you go ahead, Alex.
I was just, when you say bird, like, what do you like? Specific bird, or is it?
I got to be menacing. Like a majestic bald eagle would probably be up my alley.
So is this more of like a spirit animal conversation, or is this a, you know what I mean? I don't know.
No, I feel that. Porter just said what's up to me.
What were you gonna say,
a dog would be another fire life too. I would love to be a dog.
Yeah, I think I'd want to be the king of the jungle, a lion.
Ooh, okay, how about that?
Yeah, I saw a video the other day of like this dude messing with one on like in a cage, and he like got his finger.
Oh, fuck that!
It made me realize I was like, yeah, I don't want to mess with any.
I went on a safari in Africa when I was in college, and it was like I still like visually like kind of relive that to this day. But yeah, that was like I got to see a lion in the wild, kind of just like sleeping. It's very hard to kind of get them in action. But
how far away? Like 100 yards?
Like 20, 30 feet. We were in like one of those crazy souped up cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see the videos of like cheetahs climbing on top of those shit. We didn't have anything that crazy.
I went like a couple times out in the ocean on some boats. Not like I wish I could say I've been deep sea, but when you see out some of the, like when you're out there, you see dolphins, sharks and stuff, you're like, or whales even, if you're lucky, it's an eye-opening experience. I'm sure the safari was nuts.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping to, now that I'm doing content kind of full time, I'm hoping I'm going to Alaska later this summer. So I'm hoping to do a cool ass vlog there. And like you said, whale watching, glaciers as they're melting in front of us. Like I'm going to get the whole shit.
They're just dripping like after a snowfall.
Yeah, good God. Oh, this is going to be summer.
What were you going to say, Brendan, though? Like, what would you reincarnate?
No, I would be a lion.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We just talked all about that. I think I'm with you, though, on that. I would do like a bird, but that's why I asked spirit animal, because I've always loved the owl. That's like the coolest animal to me, but that's just.
So did my brother. I was a big Guardians of Ga'Hoole guy back in the day, that child's book. About the owls. That shit was fire.
Yeah.
This was supposedly fire, but I missed it. It was in Minneapolis this past weekend. I was out of town. I didn't have an invite anyway, though. VCon. Gary V was in town here at a US Bank. Did anyone see any headlines from it? I saw clips. It looked kind of dead, but I don't know if that was because it was so exclusive or not. But a bunch of conferences.
What was he talking about?
It was wholly dedicated to Web 3.0. So like basically I think he has the V friends, right? And I think if you do, and that's what we talked to Evan Scales. I encourage you guys to listen to Core Trades, which came out. You don't hear too many financial analysts really saying that they're bullish on crypto, and he said that he is. And he got a great point where it's like it was kind of like Bitcoin back in the early 2010s. You heard about it and then it went away, and then it's super popular, we're going crazy, we're getting all the stuff, and then it crashes, kind of subsides until it pops again. See, he's thinking the same thing with Web 3.0, where it was like the .com bubble crash, where people were like, internet, that's not going to be a thing. What are we doing now? We're on 24/7 on the fucking internet. Social media was Web 2.0. People were kind of afraid of Facebook. Now everyone and their moms, specifically moms, have Facebooks. That's what he's thinking for, and that's what Gary Vee's thinking for NFTs, crypto, etc. But he had Logan Paul out there, and Logan Paul's doing that thing where it's like the originals, where he is, again, he's like literally just like taking photos of his life or something, and he's selling them as NFTs. But
must be nice to be an influencer and just be able to do that and make money.
Well, hey, careful what you wish for, because he also came out, I think, on Impulsive. And who's the guy he does it with? Mike. Mm-hmm. He was like, every one of our friends is poor now because of crypto. Like, dude, all just crashed. Now they can't spend money. Hey, we just got to hold the line. We just got to hold the line.
Buy while it's on sale.
Yep.
No kidding. Yeah, good day today. So I don't know if I said this on the last podcast, but I like when I first golfed the first of the year, and my feet, I was walking through two puddles, right? just like completely soaked shoes. And I woke up the next morning, and as soon as I put my feet on the ground, I fell over because I couldn't put any fucking weight on my feet. And I was like, what the hell? I'm thinking something's wrong with my feet, like something. And then I realized, wait, it's a rash. Like the whole bottom of my foot is a full rash. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm telling people about this weekend. They go, dog, did you have trench foot? That is exactly what I fucking had. I couldn't believe it.
God.
I was.
How do you get it?
I was just having like, it's literally trench foot from being in like your foot underwater in terrible conditions. And I literally was in it for 4 straight hours, and that's what fucking did it.
So trench foot or immersion foot syndrome is a serious condition that results from your feet being wet far too long. But what were first condition known in World War One?
Because you were in the trenches. And I don't think there's been a case since until I hit the golf course.
Oh, you got the prune foot.
Yes.
Yeah. So can this happen if you're just like in a pool, or does like the chlorine prevent that?
You know what? If you were in a pool for 4 hours, maybe.
I feel like I've definitely been in a pool for 4 hours.
Go up to that. Oh my God. It's so painful. Yeah, this is surely to make everyone barf. The animated one with all the like gangrene and that shit.
Like that was it.
Dude, it took me fucking like a good couple days to get over it too, but I was just shocked. Someone goes, trench foot. I go, that was literally it.
Yeah.
You had a World War One disease, bro.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm in there. Okay, last one here. And again, we're going to get to the substitute tea as we keep it short here on Winging It. Again, check out Core Trades, and it will be back next week as well. New koozies on the way. How about that? So lots to get excited about heading into the summer. Moment of silence for the victims down in Texas. We kind of talked about it before we got on. Don't want to get into it. It's just sickening how this keeps happening and how we keep pointing the fingers. Nobody's at fault here, and then we just kind of argue about it until the next one happens. But Brendan, you said it was not close to you, I think close to San Antonio, but just do you get scared about that shit just being from Texas, Yeah.
I don't know, because the thing was like what like a lot of far right people say is that in Texas, like there's the most lax gun laws, everyone has a gun there, it won't, that's why it never happens there, and then you see it happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, personally, like I'm not more scared than I was before it happened, but
sure.
Like my nieces and nephews who go to schools, like it's fucked up to think that schools are main targets,
right,
for shit like that.
I couldn't believe that it was like, I guess I read something that we had pretty kind of strict gun laws, and we only saw Columbine like once within a decade. Now it's like, now we're getting shootings everywhere. The school shooting, the last one was Sandy Hook, which was actually pretty damn close to where I lived in Connecticut. And it's like, good God. I mean, I don't understand it, but we can't make sense of it, and hopefully it gets figured out soon. Okay, here's another one of my 10 out of 10 movies. And then my last question before we get to the tea, The Ghost Rider. I can't recommend this one enough.
Really?
It's a Roman Polanski movie, so don't do a Google search on him, but go into it and just kind of get your mind away from that and appreciate it. Is a suspense thriller. Ewan McGregor, 10 out of 10. I would watch it again tonight. I probably will.
Is that with Nicolas Cage?
No, I think that's Ghost Rider. This is The Ghost Rider.
Oh, The Ghost Writer. I was like, what? How is that a 10 out of 10?
That would have been a fair call on Cap. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
The Ghost Writer.
Okay.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's an 8 out of 10, perhaps. All right. Another last one. And I gave us a little, some examples here. How often should you cut your nails? Where are you guys at on this? I was always like, is that too long? I've got fat fingernails, so it's like, yeah, you guys keep them nice and clean there.
Well, Chaboy, dude, I struggle with this. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm cutting my fingernails once a week, and I think I sent you like some about the other day, but I'm about to have to cut them again. Like I grow real quick. I don't know if that's normal or not.
So I have a bad habit. I bite my nails. Like I'll be sitting at my desk working, biting it, and it's bad.
how many hangnails is it gonna take to teach you that to stop biting?
Dude, somehow I don't really get hangnails, which is I guess good, but I still need to stop biting them. It's gross. However, toenails during the winter, like, you know, you're wearing closed shoes all the time, like you don't really got to worry about them. I realize it's getting hot here in Dallas. People have been going to the pool for the past 5 or 6 weeks. I've been cutting them once a week, just before every weekend. I can't be looking like a warlock out there.
No, exactly. I've already got gross enough feet where it's like, wait a second, why does that dude have fingers on his foot?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah. So when I was a kid, I'll vividly remember, like, I just kind of let them, because I hate the feeling when you first cut them. And it's like, I always got to run on the water. I'm like, this sucks. So I always kind of let it go a little longer. And some kid, God, I must have been in 4th grade. He goes, dude, what the fuck? He just like looked at my fingernails and he was like, what the hell? I was so self-conscious. I cut them the next day.
Started cutting them every day after that.
Right. But isn't it like, so you get a haircut probably because your nails and hair kind of grow, maybe not the same, but similarly. I think it's like a haircut every 4 weeks. Maybe it's a fingernail toe cut like every 2 to 3, maybe.
How often do you guys cut your hair? 4 weeks?
4 weeks for me.
Depends if it gets too long. Like sometimes I feel like it is just getting long. And I just like, I feel like I need to get a haircut, if it's getting too hot. But yeah, about 4 to 6 weeks, I would say.
That's wild. I've been living this longer hair lifestyle. And
what's your routine? Do you go and just get a trim kind of?
Dude, I mean, like, so I think it was last week, maybe. Yeah, I think it was last week. I got a 5 inches cut off in the longest spot, like probably more like 3 on average around. And yeah, I mean, I told him, I just need to trim up, like it's getting hot out. But actually, see, that's the thing. I was gonna say that's kind of a lie. More my lady and my mom kind of said like, hey, you should trim up. And I usually honestly just don't think about this. And I just get my hair cut whenever it honestly is like one day I look in the shower or whatever after the shower, I'm like, oh, my hair's long. So then I just kind of go schedule something. So I don't know. Like I've gone 9 months, I've gone 2 years. Like
that's great.
It does shit. That'll save you some money. I don't think I've had the long hair since back in high school when I repped the wings. Still kind of
what do you pay for a haircut?
Dude, so it's like I go to like a man salon or whatever where it's like it's $35 and you get the shampoo and hot towel. And I tip like $15-20 too. I don't know. I'm just like, fuck, I got a good person. So
yeah. Same person every time. Like you like seeing your barber type thing?
Yeah, she's solid. Yeah. It's funny, when I was in college, I had a dude that loved cutting my hair too much. He's like, dude, I'm about to fade you up. And he literally like just was like, I looked like a sprout. Like he was giving me like a high top fade or whatever. I was so embarrassed to say no. I just couldn't. I had to go to a different sports clips just to never see him again. This dude looked like Captain Morgan from the fucking liquor bottle, and this guy was just on my hair for an hour, almost wouldn't let me.
That's wild.
I'll have to throw a photo of that up here eventually.
What's Dallas barber scene look like?
So I've tried out a few different ones. I've been to 4 different ones now. The first 3 I went to, they were like 35, 40 each, but they were too inconsistent. So recently I've been going to this barbershop at this hotel called the Crescent. It's like the bougie hotel
in a hotel
in the heart of Dallas. There's a barbershop in there and it's very good. They're consistent. They know what they're doing, but it's expensive. It's $60 before tip.
Oh God.
But to me, it's worth it just because my past experiences was just way too, I was getting a different haircut every time.
Right.
So at least I know what I'm getting here. So
do you see the same person?
Yes. Same person every time. The guy puts a, how people like who work in like caves or mines, they've got like the flashlight like that goes around there. He puts that around his hat. He like gets super close. He's got the flashlight on his head, like cutting your hair. It's legit.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I love the effort there. Like,
yeah,
that's what you want.
Absolutely.
All right.
If I'm paying that much, I better be.
I'm the same though. I'm the same. I hit the same person every time. If I can get a good haircut, I'll stick to them.
Yeah.
If you're ready to laugh, here you go. This was what Anthony got me with. And Zach Kelly appropriately commented the sprout emoji.
Is that Mother Teresa?
That was Kelsey's Coyote house mom, Sheila. We were dogs.
Throw it up.
Right, but yeah, fourth place. I forgot. That's a
Wow,
legendary.
there's no way she's still alive.
Yeah, I think she did. I'll have to ask her. Sheila, one of a kind.
No, the barber situation. I think I pay like last haircut, like you said, Dylan. I think it was like 35 before tip, and I tip like $20. Why wouldn't you like?
Right, if they do
like
a nice job too.
Yeah, and that's what the hardest thing for me is. I always got to ask, like, hey, do you have experience cutting females' hair? Like luckily the long hair is kind of in right now. So I got all these like dudes that actually know what they're doing. But when I first grew this out, I'd rather go a whole nother year before cutting my hair than letting some people that didn't know what they're doing being like, yeah, like you can trust me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Let me know in the comments actually if I should go back to the sprout.
I like it.
We'll see. My last 10 out of 10 movie before we get to the T. Let's start with Brendan D for the substitute team. Inglourious Bastards.
Ooh, solid.
I watched it recently, like a year ago, and it was so damn good. I love who's that guy who was like the bad guy in the new James Bond too. It's not Christopher Walken. Oh, Christopher Walls. I believe he's fantastic.
Yes.
All right, no Jack D, but we've got the substitute T. What did we miss last week, boys?
So I just have a few short topics here. First on my list is Russia and Putin have banned 1,000 Americans from entering Russia. The list includes Joe Biden, Mark Zuckerberg, and Morgan Freeman. I just want to know what Morgan Freeman did to piss Putin off.
I think I saw Jeezy was on there too in
Really?
an undespicable move.
I also saw John McCain was on there, who's literally dead.
Not laughing at him passing away, but yeah, Putin.
Right? Did they not know? Did he?
Yeah.
Yes, he was probably just like fuck John McCain. He's on there, like just out of disrespect, I guess.
Who was that guy that fucked with me back in the 70s?
Yeah.
What is this list though? Like, tell me they're all sitting around with cigars and like booze and be like, you know what? Like John McCain, fuck that guy. Like, is it actually just like, or is this some sort of professional meeting that they're like,
yeah.
What was interesting and people thought was like, oh, Donald wasn't on the list. He's still welcome. Yeah, I don't know if he was not on the list. No.
Interesting.
How about that? I think my mom's been to Russia a couple times, but I guess we're gonna put down the country that I'm probably not fucking with anytime soon, obviously.
Yeah, and Brittany Griner is being held there.
Dude, Joey's been hitting me up, I think, for the last 3 months going, we need more Brittany Griner coverage. And here it is. We finally got to it.
Here you are, Joey. Yeah.
I was gonna say also you weren't supposed to talk about it for a while.
For Brittany Griner?
Yeah. Like, so I forget who issued it, but there's like a statement or something, it could have been family even at this point, but it said something like, let's not bring attention to her because it might help smooth things over.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I've heard it.
Like, don't make it such a more of an American pressing issue to where Putin could use it as blackmail.
Correct.
I see.
Yeah. I saw her wife, her partner is like, hey, can I get my fucking partner back? It's like, Jesus Christ. And forget about it. It was for hashish oil, which is like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, I think hashish oil
is that worse? I mean, like, if she just had a joint,
that's a really good European green.
Interesting.
Okay.
To try it. All right. So no Morgan Freeman in Russia.
Next thing here is I saw that the monkeypox vaccine is going to be released from the U.S. stockpile here shortly. I didn't see the date, but I mean, is there going to be like a big of an outrage over this as the COVID vaccine, or has this existed for a long time?
First up, Alex, pull up some pictures because it's absolutely disgusting. So hold your lunch.
It's bad.
Apparently it has been isolated a couple of years ago. That's why they made the vaccine. So people are a little less afraid of it, where it's like, okay, great. Moderna's like that guy licking his lips, just like, oh, another vaccine. Give me more money. They're stock popping. Yeah, this is disgusting. but I'm pretty sure it's like through sexual content or contact. It's through
I
bodily.
did see, yeah, that sexual encounters are the #1 spread of it.
And apparently, I think they traced it back to like, and again, this is just like, you know, a weaponized weapon for the right, but like this is apparently like, I guess, a threat to gay people, right? Because it's like, holy shit. And apparently they traced it back to something in the Bahamas. It was like a gay convention of some sort, and that's where the outbreak happened. And
oh no, they actually, that like this recent outbreak.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
what they're saying. Oh.
And because it was like different countries, and people are like, "What the fuck?" It's like, where is this coming from? But it had to come from somewhere. And,
yeah, well, that's I was just reading up on is it the avian flu?
The bird flu,
right? So I was just listening to someone else talk about that, and they're like, just talking about like in general, if your livestock gets a disease, if you can't pinpoint it, like you're gonna end up losing a lot more, like 50% more than you thought. But it makes sense. Like you got to trace it back and figure out how to like eradicate it as best as possible.
So we're avoiding the monkeypox.
Yeah, as best as possible. To answer your question, Brendan, I think it's not pretty. We'll see what happens.
It's just another added thing. It's like, are you serious? It's like,
what? I always wonder though, is there just a ton more awareness now? Because like we all said 3 months into COVID, we all were like, hey, I wash my hands way more than I used to. I use hand sanitizer. Like we're all way more conscious. So I wonder, you know, it's a very,
hopefully we can contain it more. Right.
Okay, last thing I had here, it's not really a story, it's more of just an interesting fact that I saw today. It's music related. I mean, I'm a big music fan. So there was a study or research done that looked at streams for artists that said, you know, if you get a certain artist to feature on a song that you put out, this is how much it will increase your stream percentages by. So I've got the top 3 here. In third place is if you get Kendrick Lamar to feature on a song, he'll increase your Spotify monthly streams by about 449%. Second place.
Wait, hold on. Can we guess the top 2?
Okay, yeah, guess second place.
I know Drake's got to be one of the 2, right? Yeah. And who would the other be? Is it Lil Baby?
No, Lil Baby was top 5.
Okay.
Is Kanye on there? Like he could be just due to the name.
He may have been top 5, but he's not one of the 2.
Interesting.
Let me get another guess here.
Yeah, go ahead. So we got Drake. Who just came in at 3? You said, Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. It's another very popular rapper.
Can I ask if he's white?
Nope, he's not white. He kind of rose to fame, you know, a little bit earlier. He's not like brand new or anything like that.
It's not Big Sean, is it?
It's not
Snoop Dogg.
Ooh, Snoop Dogg.
I heard what he charges for just like streaming stuff. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, like
give us the answer.
All right. Second place is J. Cole.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm sorry. J. Cole, we're sorry.
Yep.
Who will increase your monthly streams by an average of 543%.
Oh my God.
Now, first place, as you guessed, is Drake, but it's by a landslide. Drake will increase your monthly Spotify streams by 2,783%, which is about 7 times more than second place Drake.
I still work out to what he released when we were like in high school, so no doubt I still check him out today.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I think he's tops in the game, and he's done it just by being like cool, down to earth. He's showing up at basketball games. He's staying in the news.
The recent, like, he bought the dude his like bar bill or whatever, like just
when he showed up to that like Montana bar or whatever, and he was like, yeah, drinks are on me. That was sick.
He's truly just like you said, like a laid back chiller that like he's made his money. That's no doubt. So like at this point, as long as he can enjoy life and continue to produce, he's good to go.
And he's super into gambling now too, which I love. It's funny to watch him do that. I mean, those 3 are super hard to get on your songs too. Like that makes sense. Like the exclusivity's there, and obviously the dividends are there. And then, like, I'm trying to think, who's someone that'll just hop on your song for free? Is it like T-Pain or someone? I don't even know.
That is a good question. I wonder what what some
Like
of the
smoke perp is probably like, hey, I'll pay you to hop on the song.
Yeah.
But like, I wonder where some of the low end guys fall, but that we all like actually like, you know.
Dude,
Maybe
you
just
know
the
who
new
I
guys.
can't listen to anymore because he'll put out an album every like few months and is literally the same shit every few months and it's like 28 songs. Gucci
Ew.
Mane. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Even though I grew up loving them. All right, that's the tea with Brendan D. Let's see what Alex B's got in store here. Some substitute tea.
Hopefully you guys got an extra question or topic maybe we can run off of, because I got a couple bummers, but not necessarily bummers, but the Dave Chappelle attacker. Did you guys see? Like, I guess he admits to being triggered by LGBTQ like jokes and stuff.
I did not see that, but that would make sense. How about Ricky Gervais's new special where he basically opened up with all that same shit? I was like, holy crap. I mean, these people really don't give two fucks.
They really don't. And
I mean, they're
can't
just
say
like,
that
I
don't
could see
laugh.
where, yeah, exactly. Like, but it's like they're just picking on someone while they're down, like they're doubling down. It's like, what do you have to do? Like, be a little bit more creative. Come up with your own shit where you're not tearing down someone because you just don't understand it.
Let's pick more on the normal ass white guy because I get a good
Make fun of myself, you know.
And then did you guys see? So this one kind of strikes home, but like I guess maybe not that much. But the guy on the beach where him and his sister passed because they dug a hole on the beach that collapsed on them.
Ooh,
I hate that in the sense of I dug holes back in the day after seeing holes. Me and my friends were out there with shovels. And,
I was trying to get to China.
But then there's been like some recent media stuff like guys just digging holes on the beach, and it's like, yeah, I would fuck around like that with my friends, but I guess watch out, guys.
That's great. So it must have been deep as fuck to where it just collapsed in on them.
Yeah, I don't know because all you can see is really the collapsed hole. So it's like, but
I saw someone got swept away from a beach due to a riptide. It's just
that's why I used to be the sandbar guy. I'm not the sandbar.
No, yeah, get me in a pool. Even if I'm in the DR, I'll be at the fucking pool bar.
I'm sitting in the waves.
Absolutely.
Or I have a flotation device.
Right.
That's actually, I've been seeing some like summer fishing stuff down in Florida with people on like kayaks, and like they'll reel in like a 40-pound fish and then a shark comes up and I'm like, well, no. Like,
yeah, that I would feel like it never floated me over. Speaking of flotation devices, Brendan, have you seen this guy on TikTok who has literally been lost at sea for like 3.5 months or whatever, and he's just live streaming? He's like, everyone's going green screen.
How is he charging his phone?
Dude, it is the funniest thing ever. I'll send you it. This guy's literally like, guys, look, there's land. Like, guys, I'm all of a sudden in tropical water. It is the funniest thing. But yeah, we'll see it.
I like that.
But that was honestly the only two good things I found in the recent week.
Hey, I like it. That's a good substitute tea from the boys, Brendan D, Alex B. We'll get Jack back in the fold, of course, in the coming week. Short and sweet this week. Again, the order's still coming in for My Custom Heart. I'm talking to you guys who haven't got it for your girls yet, who've got a birthday or an anniversary, one of those summer ones, right? Just keep that in your mind. Use the promo code, save a little bit of money, DYLEN, at checkout at My Custom Heart. All right, and then keep an eye out because, of course, you got to buy some of our shit too, right? We're going to get a whole what happened there? A re-rollout of the old merch store and website, and some good summer shit on there too. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll talk to you next week.